Welcome back, General Hospital fans. Port Charles is about to explode with shocking betrayals, dangerous secrets, and twists that will change everything. Stay tuned, today's drama is bigger than ever. As someone who has followed every twist and turn in Port Charles, I feel like the show is building towards something truly explosive with Molly's book launch party. The way the writers are weaving these family tensions together reminds me so much of the classic storylines that made me fall in love with the show decades ago. Yet they are adding fresh layers that keep everything feeling new and unpredictable. The news that Alexis and Rick might be rekindling their old romance has me shaking my head. I remember how passionate and stormy their relationship used to be. Those two could light up a room one moment and tear it apart the next. Molly is absolutely convinced that if her parents get back together romantically, it will only end in the same bitter arguments and hostility we have seen so many times before. I think she has every right to feel that way. After everything she has witnessed growing up, Molly knows better than anyone how quickly things can spiral between Alexis and Rick. In my opinion, this fear of hers comes from a place of love. She wants stability for her family, and right now that stability feels fragile. What touches my heart even more is how strongly Molly wants Rick to stay with Liz. She truly believes Liz is good for him, and I have to agree. Liz brings a sense of calm and understanding to Rick that I have rarely seen. Their connection feels grounded and genuine in a way that Alexis and Rick's old fire never quite managed to sustain. I have watched Liz grow into such a strong, compassionate woman over the years, and seeing her with Rick has been one of the more hopeful developments lately. Molly's protectiveness here shows what a caring daughter she is, even if it puts her right in the middle of complicated adult emotions. Then along comes Cody with that innocent but dangerous suggestion. He simply wondered out loud whether Alexis and Rick might be falling for each other again while planning the party together. Oh, that single comment has completely taken root in Molly's mind. I can just picture her now, watching every interaction between her parents with new suspicion. It is the kind of small spark that General Hospital does so well. One casual remark that sets off a chain reaction of misunderstandings and worry. I have to chuckle a little because Cody probably had no idea what he was starting, yet here we are. He is so proud of Molly and excited about her book, but his observation has added an extra layer of tension to an already delicate situation. I keep imagining the humorous situations that could come from this. Molly misreading a simple shared smile, or a quiet conversation between Alexis and Rick as proof of romance. She might start hovering nearby during party preparations, trying to catch any hint of rekindled feelings. The thought of her confronting Rick about possibly cheating on Liz with Alexis makes me both laugh and wince. It is exactly the kind of awkward, heartfelt family drama that keeps me coming back episode after episode. Will Molly actually voice her fears directly to her father? I suspect she might, especially as the party at the Metro Court pool draws closer. These confrontations rarely go smoothly, and that is what makes them so compelling to watch. Of course, the bigger picture has me even more concerned. The party itself is supposed to be a celebration of Molly's achievement, but we all know how these events tend to unfold in Port Charles. With so many emotions swirling, there is a very real chance it could turn into a complete disaster. I would not be surprised if Rick ends up taking an unplanned dip in the pool before the night is over. That image alone brings a smile to my face because the show has delivered these kinds of memorable, over-the-top moments for years. Yet, underneath the humor lies something deeper. Rick seems to be developing new calculations and obsessions lately, and I worry that Molly's growing suspicions and protective instincts might unintentionally cause him to lose everything he has been building. The way Molly's fears are intensifying feels like it is pushing the whole storyline toward a breaking point. She is so determined to protect the peace her parents have found that her actions could create the very chaos she dreads. I have seen this pattern before in other storylines, good intentions leading to unintended consequences, and it never fails to pull me in. Rick's new obsessions, whatever they may be, seem to be growing stronger at exactly the wrong time. If Molly pushes too hard or misinterprets too many moments, she might force a confrontation that leaves everyone hurt. That possibility makes my heart race because I genuinely care about these characters. I want Rick to find happiness, Molly to enjoy her success, and Alexis to maintain the progress she has made. Still, I have faith in the writers to balance the drama with heart. General Hospital has always excelled at showing us that families are messy, but worth fighting for. Molly's love for both her parents and her desire to see Rick happy with Liz speaks volumes about her character. She is not trying to control anyone. She is simply scared of watching the same painful cycles repeat. I find that incredibly relatable, especially at my age, when I have seen enough of life to know how precious peace truly is. As the party approaches, I cannot help but ask myself several questions. Will Cody's comment create enough doubt to ruin Molly's special night? How will Rick respond if Molly accuses him of hiding feelings for Alexis? And what new obsessions is Rick grappling with that we have not fully seen yet? I believe the answers will come quickly, probably in dramatic fashion during the event itself. The tension is building so perfectly that I am counting down the days until the next episodes air. What fascinates me most is how this storyline highlights the different ways love can look. The fiery, complicated history between Alexis and Rick versus the steadier connection Rick shares with Liz. Both have value, but they bring very different risks. Molly sees that clearly, and her perspective adds such richness to the narrative. I appreciate when the show allows younger characters like Molly to voice concerns that many of us older viewers have lived through ourselves. In the end, I am optimistic that even if the party turns chaotic, something good will emerge from it. Maybe Rick will gain new clarity about his relationships. Perhaps Molly will learn to trust that her parents can handle their own hearts. Or maybe Liz will prove once again why she is such a stabilizing force. Whatever happens, I know it will be unforgettable. General Hospital has a way of turning potential disasters into powerful moments of growth and reconnection. What worries me most is how this new tension is affecting Molly, too. She is starting to spiral in her own way, almost going a little crazy with worry and suspicion. I have watched her grow from a bright young woman into someone who deeply cares about her family's happiness, but right now, that protectiveness is pushing her to the limit. The party planning was supposed to be joyful, yet Cody's innocent comment about Alexis and Rick possibly rekindling their romance has planted seeds of doubt that are growing faster than anyone anticipated. Molly is convinced that if her parents get back together, it will only bring back the bitter arguments and old hostility we have seen so many times. She desperately wants Rick to stay with Elizabeth because she believes Elizabeth is truly good for him, offering the steady, caring presence that their family has needed for so long. Now things are getting even more complicated. Rick seems ready to push back hard against Molly if she keeps interfering. I can sense his frustration building. He is making new calculations and facing difficult choices that test his patience. At the same time, Molly's own romantic life is heating up in a way that could create an entirely new disaster. Her connection with Cody is growing stronger and more passionate every day, yet she still has not officially ended things with TJ. That unresolved situation hangs over everything like a dark cloud. I keep asking myself how long she can keep this balance before it all comes crashing down. Will Cody's excitement about her book and their budding romance make Molly finally face the truth about her feelings, or will the guilt over TJ push her even deeper into confusion? This double layer of pressure on both Rick and Molly feels like classic General Hospital at its best. Rick's new obsessions are making him more defensive, and I worry he might lash out at Molly during a vulnerable moment, especially at the upcoming book launch party by the Metro Court pool. Imagine the scene. Molly, already on edge, misreading another innocent interaction between Rick and Alexis, then confronting her father about possible cheating on Elizabeth. Rick, feeling cornered by his daughter's suspicions while dealing with his own complicated choices, might fire back in a way that leaves everyone stunned. I have seen Rick in protective father mode before, but this time it carries extra weight because his own heart and future seem so uncertain. What fascinates me is how these storylines mirror real family life. Good intentions often create the biggest problems. Molly only wants peace and happiness for her father, yet her growing obsession with protecting him could cause the very chaos she fears. Meanwhile, her romance with Cody is bringing her joy she clearly deserves, but the unfinished business with TJ adds a layer of guilt and potential heartbreak that keeps me guessing. I truly believe Cody is good for Molly. He is proud of her success and supports her dreams in a way that feels refreshing. Still, rushing into something new without closing the old chapter is risky. and I fear it might explode at the worst possible time, right in the middle of her special celebration. As the party draws closer, I cannot stop thinking about the possibilities. Will Rick's new obsessions lead him to make a choice that surprises everyone? Could Molly's spiraling emotions cause her to say things she later regrets to her father? And how will the unresolved feelings with TJ and the passion building with Cody play into the night? These questions keep me awake at night because the show has a wonderful way of answering them with drama, humor, and heart all at once. I would not be surprised if the evening ends with Rick taking an accidental plunge into the pool amid raised voices and shocking revelations. That kind of over-the-top moment is exactly why I have stayed loyal to General Hospital for decades. Even with all this tension, I remain hopeful. I have watched these characters survive worse storms and come out stronger. Molly's love for her parents is genuine, and Rick's desire to find real happiness deserves respect. Elizabeth continues to be that steady light in his life, and I hope Molly's faith in that relationship proves true. Perhaps this party, instead of total disaster, becomes the catalyst for honest conversations that clear the air. Families in Port Charles are never simple, but that is what makes them so relatable and worth caring about.